everything's lining up. The egg race will be starting in about 20 minutes at 19:30. And there's a good field entries in the egg race. It's sure to make a splash. And the gong show will be starting up right after that. So, hope to see you all down in the cruise mess.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't even want to know anymore. Let me know down there. I'll give it a shot. I'll try it anymore. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I thought I was walking down there. Yeah. I saw her. There she was playing. Sneaking black in the water. Like a proverbial pipe. Somehow, I don't know why, I just got the feeling that I was taking a long walk up the short pier. But I went on ahead anyway. Like I said, I'll try anything once in life. Maybe a freak out of the eye. So I walked on down there and I crossed the brow. And I saw this other thing, it kind of looked like a cow. Summerfield. You know where you live. I don't care. Yeah, anything. Oh yeah. Like I said, I like all these fucking things. I'm going right in. I get stuck. They like me because I can talk forever. I want to get on with the story. So anyway, I was spooky stop sign. I looked at the boy and I said, the guy that was standing next to him, I can't remember who it was. So why didn't he chain up? He had a gun! He was obviously the man in charge. So anyway, first person I saw was everybody's favorite officer, Anthony. Good boy. And I won't say more. My good buddy, the Anthony. Interesting on the cloud is going to be, yeah. If he doesn't get wrong. So anyway, I can sit out there anything once. No offense. So anyway, I had my little interview with him and called somebody down to give me a tour of the boat. They didn't know that I'd already been on the subject. That's a long time ago, it was a scorpion. Right now. And I made my first friend him on the show me around the ship. Well, after a while, he got kind of bored of me, I don't know why. I did around on and on and on. So anyway, I went down to the reader room after a while. I found out that's what the action was. Then I met he already got an award in there. It's kind of about time for this. just here for just a minute. If you really want to hear more, I can do more, but as far as my creativity tonight, I'm about burnt out. I like to perform a song that I wrote myself. You really want to do something?
Yeah!
Let's see. Everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Grab my mic. Mic's closer. I can't see well. So we'll try with that. Blind man, sorry, you know it will lead into my blind man, sorry, just the other day.
Want to get the camera? A year ago. Oh, man. On one of our little excursions up north, not too far north, several had the opportunity of swapping cultural relationships with some foreign nationals. Some of us did not. So the person, so we've all heard about Perth. Okay, where we're going, 16-year-olds by the dozen. 18-year-olds by the 16. I can't believe 18, okay? We found close study, there was one person on this boat, most likely not. That's all it needs to be said. May I have the envelope, please?
There is not a first and second place.
I got the general idea.
First and second place go to
Waterhead
David.
He works. Just add it back here, that's all right. How come you didn't make it out of toilet paper?
We usually run short of that.
This is for all the people that do what all most Navy personnel usually do, that's re-up. This is for the persons we think that are most likely to re-up in the Navy. The envelope, please. The envelope, please. Don't spit, just
Or it's back to the oven.
First place goes to Wayne Boone Lee, and second place to A.J. Pooch Roulette.
What are the papers?
Oh, you see that Pooch gets this? Okay, what's that on your head? Is that the same costume?
Hey, shut your mouth.
That's what that is. Means you get in trouble talking about that. Okay. You might remember earlier we were relating some stories about a certain yeoman. And some of you might ask, what is the story behind this certain yeoman?
Right, now.
Well, it all started back in New London when we were about to beat some boomers in a friendly game of football. This individual, being one not just an individual, one not to want to get his hands dirty.
Go ahead, Tim, you start walking up there now.
Forgot to tackle the guy. Of course, we lost.
Hell of a leg breaker.
Now, the next time around was Indiana Garcia. No corners of the world are left untouched by this man. Playing softball against, I think, with some skimmers or Airedales, they're all alike. Skimmers. He forgot to catch the ball again. Not wanting to get his hands dirty. Then there was the incident getting underway. The captain says, throw a heavy to that boat. Well, I think I will. Unfortunately, they forgot to mention to him you're supposed to hold on to the other end. He did hit the boat. He did hit the boat.
Good throw. Couldn't believe it.
That's what I heard on the bridge. I can't believe it.
What he said?
He
said, ladies, y'all gonna throw the heavy over. The captain said, throw the heavy over. Guard!
And just recently, he was able to show his expertise in the egg race. Now, we can't just have that one individual take the whole award, this first or second place, even though he deserves it. There's another individual, about 4 times his age, who has shown his expertise at third base. Considering he must carry oxygen bottles with him.
We'll give him a second place. 500 PDU cans.
So, the winners.
You don't like your rack, huh, Tom?
First place
Forgot what the award was for.
Wasn't even close. Goes to YNSN Russell Clay Tunnel Barber. And second place, of course, to our loved, our late, great,
That's starboard inboard bottom.
No, kids don't go nowhere. Well, this just adds on to the other one. Our best line handler, he'd be thrown. We would just throw that one away. Wait, man, we don't need that one. Okay. Overton, you around here? No. Brown ain't either, huh? That's another one. What's next? I'm not gonna get him. Okay. We got one here. This is after a small survey was conducted on board Bluefish. This was to the person who was most likely to spend a week on a deserted island with. And the envelope, please. This one goes to Michael Cox's mother. Since Mrs. Cox ain't here to accept the award, it's her biggest mistake.
From her last week in the desert.
Where'd you go?
Okay, this next award goes to a man we all love. The man who thinks of everything. The man who thinks before he speaks. The man who has memorized the duties and responsibilities of the diving officer and the chief of the watch.
All right.
The man who has assumed Lieutenant Colbeck's mannerisms, i.e., correction, the envelope.
Who can it be? Who can it be? There's only one person's name right here. Style.
Correction.
Oh,
Mr. Steinmeier.
Don't let him kick it.
Both of them? Yeah.
Hey, throw it to him. He never catch it.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the sex symbols of the boat. We got a couple persons out here with very sexy legs. And I would like to do a statement for the people with the sexiest legs on board Bluefish.
The Gary Tate Memorial Award.
First place goes to the old-timer first baseman on USS Bluefish, Chief Wagner.
No net.
It wasn't a short show. And we got a close second. Our runner-up is Chicken Legs McCowan.
He knows it's for him. Should be running around
Okay. Well, this is the last words. This is the Old Timers Award. This is to the only man on board Bluefish older than the captain. And we all know what that is. The envelope, just in case nobody knows.
Can't talk, Jack Reed.
Back here to joke about the farmer?
Yeah.
Before we... You want to hear a joke about the farmer? Yeah!
No.
Okay, I need somebody big. I can use you. I use you. I know better. Now this farmer is laying in bed, right? On the door. His name, you can get milk out of that. We get rid of the cows. You know, he chuckles a little bit, you know. Yeah. He reaches down and you get eggs out of there. Eggs out there, we get rid of the chicken. He said, Dan, if you can get a heart, we get rid of your brother.
At this time, we'd like to turn it over to Petty Officer Wegman from Baghdad, and we will continue on the set journey.
They're having a briefing right now.
Briefing the judge. A short intermission, now a word from our sponsor.
Our second judge is our own brand new, not regular, not 4-pounder, but Big Mac the XO. And then some old scuzzy chief from the goat locker, I think it's me. Okay, I'd like to announce this time that we have 3 acts that have withdrawn this evening, unfortunately. The first one, premature ejaculation. The first one is young Timmy Telesmith.
Thank you.
He was going to give us a lecture on how to throw a 50-foot easy 100 feet. He decided to save that for GMT. The second act was a comedy act. Ted Officer Boone was going to answer ball questions. He withdrew his act, and the last one was Mr. Eugene Brown was going to give us a list of all the American-made parts on a Harley Davidson. He got down to the Goodyear tires and Champion spark plugs and ran out. They found out AMF was owned by Mitsubishi.
You're not smiling, Tim.
You only say that because Brown's not here. Okay, anyhow, I would like to welcome everybody. As you know, you've read the POD to the Tong Show. This evening, our Tong Show, let's see, here it is, the Tong Show. We have several awards. Now, the winner and the best overall act will get to wear these on his head. He's going to be crowned King Tong.
What happened to Chuck Barrett?
The most childish act will get one of these to play around with. That, of course, is a Tonga toy.
Obviously, he didn't write this script. You're gonna write.
Now, the Dopius Act, now you gotta follow this in close. The Dopius Act will get a set of these for Cheech and Tong.
Bring the eggs out.
Okay, with no further ado, I would like to introduce our first act, which will be Captain and Tennille, no, Captain and Mr. Van Cleve. We gotta have a stopwatch here. Stopwatch?
Bring it, Glenn. Stopwatch.
Return to the quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
You want to come?
How about a wire?
We can guesstimate. For our first act will be Captain and Mr. Van Cleve.
Why don't you be the official timer there, Jason?
You want to do it right now?
Captain and Mr. Van Cleve.
You want to do your knockout right now?
Ready for work?
Right. Good. Bigger?
Not bigger, Jimmy.
your hands anyway.
Well, my honey sent that all the way from Michigan. Only 5 cents. I love the taste of it.
Ooh. You know, I sure like getting the mail first to me.
Fred, you're so cool.
Am I working today, Timmy?
I don't know, I think you better keep the door shut. Hey, no, the cops are going to come by. They're going to put you on a watch bill if you don't want
I can't, I'm too valuable. A little bit bigger.
I gotta go off my 12 o'clock workout here.
Okay, Timmy. You know, I sure do like the way the XO has to screen all his work for us now.
And you know, since he doesn't know the crew, it helps out. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Help him out looking through this thing.
Yeah. Let's look through the special request kits today.
Yeah, that's right. They told us to look through them.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty good. This first one's from Hummel. He wants to change rate to BM in order to get a fresh air and a tan. It's approved, by the way. Cheap brochure. We'll put that one in the approved file. Here's another one from Santa Gato. He wants to take leave again. He says he has 59 days as of halfway night. Paul said no, and Mr. Bankley said no 3 times.
That's a no-shitter.
Yes, I know. He keeps writing them up all the time. Want Barbara?
I love my skipping. You don't call me handsome. Hey, here's one from the whole ST division. They say they want to turn off the skimmers and find us over it. Disapproved. We're in the Indian Ocean.
That's so blue. And here's one from Chief Wallace. He says he wants flight school training. He doesn't need it. Here, this one is from Brown. What does it say? I can't read Brown.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my guys. He says he wants to tear down the diesel and return to Norfolk so he can help the chief fix it again.
Well,
it's got 3 big X's. I guess it goes disapproved.
Okay. Oh, here's one from Cox, the machinist mate. He says he requests a quarter for Evelyn Wood's speed talking cord. Make the drill shorter, you know.
Wrong one.
Here's one from Tom.
What's the problem?
What's Clifton back? He requests a show back initiation. He just don't feel right. That's approved.
Mr. Perrier, I can't read his writing.
Oh, that's why with these glasses I can read it all.
No brains.
The Echo didn't know how to handle that one. Heck, Pops is.
I bet my grandma does too.
Not a dead hotel.
Oh, Chief Elwood's got one in here. It says he wants to bring along a slow machine on the boat, on board, so he can make some extra money making cute shorts for the crew like his.
He's got nice legs too.
Here, you can handle this one. I don't want to do that one.
Oh, this one's from Summerfield.
Oh no!
He wants to be issued an M14 to help him sleep at night, and also wants that Sergeant Santos to sing him to sleep with the whole amount of time.
Next one, never see this. Oh, here's one from, oh, they got two people on this one. I guess he wants to take them with him. Mr. Escher and Poe. They want key AD orders to go to Civic Bay to get an ice cream machine.
Approved! So you approve that. Here's one from Chief Rice. In a boatswain's stationery or something. The engineer and the MPA. The subject is Chief Wagner's spittoons. He wants Chief Wagner's spittoons to be outlawed from his engine room.
I don't know, I never go back there. I don't know. I never qualified and didn't go back there either.
How'd you do that? You're smart.
I didn't get to be a first class doing nothing.
Yes, you did.
Oh, wait a minute. Next one really got screwed up here. He put this one in here with us.
Well, he put it in the wrong file, didn't he?
Yeah, it goes to the new CO. It goes to the CO. It says he wants to run more drills. 3 drills a period a day instead of only 1 or 2.
Good thing that got in our box.
No way I'd do that.
Here's one from Chief Ballard and Professor Peck. They both want to transfer to George Washington. 598 where the action is. Oh, in the South China Sea. I heard Beck say that they must have had a collision at 15,000 yards.
Yeah, I heard that too.
George Washington didn't get damaged. Hey, that's pretty neat, you know?
Yeah, that's true that one.
They must have been up on the bridge shooting those survivors.
Yeah.
TMs would like this.
TMs and summer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost finished our work for the day.
Yeah, it's hard. It's getting harder every day.
I hear that rat calling.
Fred, you ought to get in shape.
I get tired watching you work.
Here's one from the new Seaman Quartermaster. Heil?
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't know. That's kind of fun. This is unusual.
He said more than just one line there.
Yeah, he did. He says you don't want to get one of those cyanide pills. He wants to transfer off submarines before he qualifies. I don't know. I think that's a problem.
Oh, here's the last one, Timmy.
Oh,
This one's from Senior Chief Snyder. In the other block. He requests to bring a respirator on board to aid in his breathing.
We have proof that. Old man like that.
Okay, let's go to the island, Timmy.
Another rough day. So wake me up when it's time for my workout.
One more pose!
Okay, for the scores for our first representation of the dramatic arts. XO.
Well, I think you have to recognize talent for what it is. Obviously, that's about a 2. You have to represent the effort for what it is, and that's about a 5. So all that averages out to about a 4.
There, Officer Shields. How do you blow a boat?
Words can't explain my feelings. That's 3. Myself, I initially started out with a 1, but like you say, you spell talent, R-H-I-P, therefore I can't. I lost that card. I lost that card. Where'd it go? Here it is. I give it a 4. What's your name before? 1-5. Okay, what's her name? Today's, this is going to be a DMT lecture by Pete Pearson and Steve Heydrich on training.
All the fucking non-quals get in here real close. Real close.
I don't believe. Hey, they want me to do
Boss, let me see that book, man. I trade your computer thing.
You can't trade him, I got it.
I got Gypsy too. You want Gypsy?
Sure, it's label, you gotta be high.
What else is stole? I mean, before the war, I've never seen it since.
I'll take the peanut butter. Well,
Get that back.
took his bag right out of the one that DC locked it up. They say training's real important, so if it's written somewhere, I don't know where it's written. Training is one of the most important things we do when it's convenient. Alright, you all here? Two qualified subjects will tell you about that. That's right. They felt we were qualified to give this lecture, seeing how we both went through a flooding casualty on board old Bluefish.
Yeah, buddy.
What do you remember about that flood there, Pete? Oh, geez, that was real bad. You know, I didn't really know what was going on. Couldn't see much from the mezzanine. What about you? What do you remember about that? Yeah, well, there was a lot of action going on. I was up in the diesel area, and from my rack, I heard people yelling. They would know how to handle their DC gear. They would handle it. Okay. We'll talk about today's DC gear. You see these things every day. We have a drill. Ship drill, you know. You see the DC damage control lockers get unloaded. All these bags you drug out, lines on the deck. And after the drill's over, they'll go back. They'll come out. Jesus, what's in those bags? Hey, non-qual. Quit acting. Okay, David's always coming up. We don't look in the bags that often. And they're always coming up with new, innovative ideas on damage control. Today we want to get you guys abreast on and see exactly what is in one of these bags. You see here. Beverage base, powder cherry. This goes in the cleaning gear locker. Okay, first thing we have in here is something you'll need right away. We won't be able to use it. It says you're going to have to fall back, regroup, clean up. This may look like an ordinary comic book. Batman, you know. Actually, this is a damage control training manual. In comic book format. They went to this, make it a little nicer, you know. Food, you know. Some of the floor guys handle this stuff. Okay, some guys try to sneak in normal, ordinary comic books into the damage control bag. You can be sure it's a damage control manual. It's a true damage control manual in comic book format. Being a nuclear trained personnel, this is part of a primary valve. Okay. Tell him ain't cool fuck.
Normal standard tin wipes. Ever available. Got them everywhere. Never can tell when you need them. Some of the new guys, they tend to lose it all. This might not happen. Okay. For those long drawn out casualties like we had the other day, E division type, a novel. There are a couple guys around. Oh, press second card. Start doing it. Okay. The Navy's been studying philosophy and dealing with the mind and all. We've determined that these little guys right here, if you get in a situation and you're choking, you won't be able to handle it. That water's rushing in around your feet. You don't know what to do. In reality, you won't know what to do, but you'll think you do. You'll be able to push those non-quals right. Okay. Little C story behind this little guy here. Your head was machine 2 lower level flooding canister. Machine 2 lower level was asleep right next to where the thing blew out. Boom, wiped him dead right away. Only person down was the foreman, trying to get sick. What do? They had to shut emergency flood control. The foreman was the one who went down there. Before the damage control party could get in, he had the foreman was called away to attend to another guy. So they didn't want to have to reinstate flooding so they could find the leak again. So the old foreman said, hey, I got one of these little guys.
You do that good, huh?
Find this baby right through the damaged pipe. Damage control part comes in and takes care of the leak. Called a damage area marker. Wrapped around a little leak. Takes care of them. Now, we've had trouble in the boats in the past. ELTs, sonar guys, getting in and stealing these things, taking them on liquid. I don't know what they use it for. That's about it. I want to talk about a new ventilation system. It's coming up. And I'll tell you Officer Pearson, I'll turn the floor over to him, and I'll let him tell you about it.
Yeah, we're getting a new ventilation on board, guys. It's called the DROS Emergency Ventilation System. This system is not presently on board, but it's a ship out and it's going to be incorporated in the near future. The system will be peculiar to our boat only, although other boats have used similar systems in the past when faced with chief DROS as the crew DP one. Okay? Okay, I have with me a basic diagram here. Oh! Oh God, we're going to lose Pete. You're right. There you go.
There you go. That's good damage.
Where's that marker?
Don't even do that.
You got one of these with you, you're always prepared.
Nice going, Fireman Pearson.
That's a good thing you have a simplified drawing of the system, and it's pretty easy system to know. It consists of 123 primary isolation boundaries, 32 backup boundaries, 607 ventilation flappers. They're normally open when they're not shut. 2 440 volts centrifugal coil compressor high exhaust fan, 6 bottles of inert gas, 1 lithium hydroxide resin exchanger, 1 charcoal bed with 3 tons of activated charcoal, 4,000 stick-up rose scent filters, 1 relief valve set at 398 pounds. The system takes a section on control, sonar, radio, field forward, dextrose forward, nuclear, TCM, cruise mask, engine room, AMR2, the RC, B berthing, A berthing, C berthing, torpedo room, diesel, and of course the CPO quarters for those late night birds. discharged overboard from either side of the ship. One discharge hauling back up valves and forward and dog leg, one after an MR2 lower level. This allows for better continuity of the system. The system overrides the operation of diesel low pressure blower as well as normal ventilation. Okay, in case of resin depletion, there's an emergency drain valve to the bilge for all monoclinic particles of obnoxious gas. To initiate the approach emergency evacuation system, orders passed over to 1MC. Watch your eyes. At that time, you take out your emergency ventilation bill, which is in the bill holder.
Wait a minute.
Alright. So that'll be one more. His game. Down as control. Like you got a hole, leaking water out of it, just slap it in there, slam it. Also non-qual, they start losing it, keep running off the mouth, keep the same way. Take it and stick it in their hand, water right up to their mouth. Okay? Your right hand. Eat them! Well, let's do it. Take care of it. Well, it's just going about wrap it up. Oh, wait. One more. You know, a lot of times hydrogen leaks are really a problem. And we don't have really any quick, simple way of detecting these things. So the Navy came up with this neat little design here. Surprisingly, a lot like a cigar. But this thing is a hydrogen gas leak detector. Simply take it out of its little case here. Tastes like cigar. Here you go. Here you go. Hey, where'd you get blue out here, son?
Look it out.
No, we need to ventilate.
Suck. Not blow. Just You want to keep talking about a lecture or what? Just carry this thing around where you think there's a leak. A loud, audible warning will go off. This baby also tells you how bad the leak is. If it's a slight leak, after the initial audible sound, you'll hear a constant tone. Everywhere you go. If it's a bad leak, you'll hear harp music. You didn't know it's a bad leak, but you found it. Serves its purpose. I think about wraps it up. Get heavy on DC. Take these things, take a look at these bags once in a while, see what new stuff the Navy's come up with.
Please don't.
I think we got a training lecture scheduled for next week. The foreman's going to talk about removing splinters from the teeth and gums here. That's it. Go to bed. Okay, for our training lecture today, everybody signed a sign-in sheet. Leading off, Petty Officer Shields, nuclear training, as you are.
I hope they have a bunch of extra PC plugs.
Next up.
Well, I gave him 5 for content and 5 for presentation, and the -1 for spilling the coffee on you there.
And for primary valve, PD operator. Well, I was going to give him a 5, but until they showed the location of my new comic book. All right, Stevie. Our next contestant is a imitation of him.
Make sure that bag is back.
Big fellow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's long fellow. Reading Fred Lefevre.
You have a Coke?
Get that Coke! Get that back! Jump over. Tuning up, just tuning up. Everybody's back.
Kirsten, you want a cup of coffee?
Okay. Here, catch. Well, the title of the book was Nobody's Perfect. Oh yeah!
Oh no.
Hey do!
Gong him.
Nick Bertuzzi here with today's poetry reading. Get this thing off my head. Brought to you by that latest soft drink, Konnichiwa! Fresh from area, cures everything will nip on ice. Myself now and then, yes indeed. But today, to enlighten and amuse you, I'm not going to pull anything from my head. I'm going to read a little famous poetry by one of America's great poets called The Romance of Rex. Tale of a pedigree, piddling pup, and 10 fiddles in a puddle. A farmer's dog came into town, his Christian name was Rex. A noble pedigree had he, unusual was his text. And as he trotted down the street, 'twas beautiful to see. His work on every corner, his work on every tree. That fucking on every I hear bells. Never missed a post, for piddling was his specialty, piddling was his boat.
Bong, bong, bong,
It's not amazed with deep and jealous rage to see a simple country dog, the piddler of the age. But all the dogs from everywhere were summoned with the yell.
Take another sip.
To sniff the country stranger wore and judge him by the smell. Some thought that he a king might be. Beneath his tail arose, so every dog drew near to him and sniffed it up his nose. They smelled him over one by one. They smelled him two by two.
The bell.
Rex and high to shame.
The bell.
Still
Fortunately for the performer himself, when the gong is rung, no score is assigned. Negative number. That's a minus 51. Our fourth act would be Peter Blaze, and that's our resident German, Miguel Dominguez. With a musical Andre North. Four underspace. Hello. Sound back. 1, 2, 3.
program. It's kind of hard to play with his stomach. I just didn't know how long that took for you. Okay, for a song made famous by Peter, Paul, and Mary, performed by Peter. Are you Paul and Mary? Blowing in the wind. He plays El Dominguez, dueling harmonicas. That's there. That was the evil eye. Let's give it back. That's one, bitch. Okay, one of my favorite groups, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Out of respect for them, I gave them a 2 forever.
Well, for a lot of originality and some talent, I gave him a 2 also. I think it's the closest thing to talent all night. I gave him a
4. Our fifth and next to the last contestant is our one and only walking history book. All the presidents. No! The incomparable. Call him. The incomparable Russell Ruiz. Esquire. You played already?
Next one's never on time.
Obviously a bell tap. He's not on watch. Hey Billy, what time?
Presidents are never on time.
No.
I can afford not to.
Where's my 22?
No.
Hey, Summerfield. Just want to say for the press, we're all gathered here in San Clemente today, and we're all glad that you're here. Let's give yourselves a hand. You're what makes America great. You know, in reviewing the record of the submarine service, and in view of the fact that the great job that all of you have done, not only for America at home, but for the Navy abroad, I just want to express those thanks that can only be put in Republican words. God bless all of you, and keep up the great job, because you're not only helping America, but you're helping us continue a service that has, for years and years and years, maintained peace and harmony in all the seas of the world. To deny that would be totally wrong. And I can assure you that to say it again and again is not enough. And now I ask President Carter to say a few words. Jimmy, are you in there?
I'm glad to be here. I'm proud of all of you done. And our nation is stronger because of it. I believe that the crowd from the Senate, the Congress, the club, all of us. Yeah, I'll never tell you a lie. I'll never tell you a lie. All of us can gain. All of us can achieve that which we cannot achieve. Sacrifice, if we pray, if we try to do the right thing. That's what I'm right on this for. And I think I'm a little nervous, a little shell-shocked here, but